How are you? In today's video, we will look into the madness of diving into self-discovery and diving into totally unknown water of ourself, of this whole universe, of this life experience. And I believe that we are tapping into waters, even on this channel right now, which I haven't really touched because I was preparing the ground for it. So if you don't feel prepared because there are certain aspects that you may need to do before you're actually coming to this video, then please go and do that. There are certain things that I believe that we need to be able to let go, okay? And the more we can let go, the more space we hold. The more space we hold, the more we can create. And creation starts in unknown territory. And that is when we start to open up that heart, when we start to dive into the unknown that may totally be random, right? And I started this experience actually quite a while ago. I want to take you on a journey that is unusual, maybe, and that is so like, I want you to open up this space so that you can hold some kind of insight, something that is beyond of what you know. Simply because the way how we used to heal, how we used to transform is not really working anymore. You see, what our grandparents or what our parents or the ones after have done, that's not working anymore to kind of rebuild ourself. You see, there are so many tools available, so many practices available. And I believe that the more we understand the depths of ourself and the depth of what is hidden, and the more we can uncover and feel into that, the more you can actually start to create. How do you want to create if everything is so tight, right? Because you're holding on to something, you're holding on to the past or what you don't have, right? The lack of it. Creation then starts to be very, very difficult. So I believe that we need a common ground first, but I think that we did that the past years or so. So I want to try out something new. I want to take you on something that actually really excites me. It's exciting for me. It's new territory and it makes me smile. And so if you're the one who is also on discovery and always open to, let's see what is out there, right? I mean, let's dive into new territory where we can create, where we can learn, where we can discover, right? And yeah, let me take you on this journey. I'm Patricia and I'm the host of this YouTube channel. I'm a life coach and I help people to realize that there is so much more out there for them, right? It's quite a mystical experience. And once we are shedding the old, and once we are aware of what is holding us back and we go beyond that, life gets really, really, really exciting, right? So with this said, let's dive into today. Grab something to write, grab a notepad or whatsoever, and totally feel free to comment below and say something like what you have experienced in that area, right? Where you are like, This was a full whoa, what is going on? So, describe your experience because it helps so much to share. It helps so much to also see into other people's awareness, I think, when we dive into other people on how they think and why are they thinking that way, and we are not judging people, we can learn so much, and we don't have to learn it all by ourselves. We can learn by watching, by observing ourselves, and by just seeing what works for them, what doesn't. Feel into, would this work for me or not, right? So one of my really, really biggest discoveries have been on this whole journey, basically, has been that we are not really doing embodiment practices, right? We are not really holding that kind of energy that is coming in into our life. We are not really anchoring it. And so it's kind of like it comes in and it drips out. It comes in and it drips out. Our container, this body, this matter, right, can't hold it. So we have to work on this kind of thing because it's not holding our energy the way we need, so that we can expand and that we can actually really create from this heart space, right? We are always talking about expanding from the heart and doing everything we do from the heart space. Now, this is a never ending story, and it goes so deep that when you start to really sit down and you start to open up and you start to really feel from that heart space and you start to shed everything and you start to like kind of like, or you can sit down and just pull all the layers that have been with you, and you're pulling them off, and you're kind of like, you're kind of like, and then you're getting into a new space and you're like, ooh, it's a bit shaky here, it's kind of like, and it's all like your body can feel that, it can feel the renewing energy that is here. And so when we are doing this, we need to kind of start to practice how to hold that energy, so that when we are making decisions, when we start our thinking process later on, that we are actually able to hold this energy so that new experiences can come in, right? And so I said in the beginning that this is quite advanced. So it's not, and advanced, I don't mean better than. So just a quick reminder at this moment, this is not, you don't get what I'm saying, and because of that, you are way beyond everything. It's just a very different experience. And so when we start to create our life new, and we start to tap into those kind of energies that are around us, that are within us, okay, we are opening, we are unlocking that. And when we start to do that, we need to anchor it. And anchoring means that we need body practices to hold it in our cells, because what we have been programming over the years, and especially in the earlier days, right? Because we just recorded what has happened, how have we been in, or how has our caretakers been in relationships, how have they dealt with certain aspects in their life. We have just recorded it. Now there is a whole science behind this whole thing, so go and study that if this is something you are curious to hear more about. I've quite a few videos on it too, but this one is really about shedding this, releasing yourself from the old, right? letting go of this, ugh, you know? Like, it needs to go, man. I mean, I just wanted something new. I want a new experience. And so the heart is one of the biggest containers we actually have. I don't think containers is the right word, because the body would be the container. The tool. Let me put it as the tool. So the heart is one of our biggest tools we have, so that we can actually open up and pour everything out of it, because everything that is everything that we want to feel, this love, this creativity, maybe even, which is even deeper down, right? Everything that we want to express, this goes through the heart and pulls it out, right? And so when everything here is kind of locked, you're not able to really do that. And so when we are opening up that space, right? When we are opening up this whole thing and we are stepping into this totally new field, we need to anchor it. And the way how we anchor this energy in our body is through either way dancing. What works really well is like kind of shaking, but you're standing, and then the ground with your feet, you can pull this on, because it's really about the hammering it in. It goes as well with drumming beats. It goes really well with having a bath. Going for a run really works for me. Going in nature helps. It's really about making this container physical appearance stronger and bigger, so that we can actually hold this new kind of energy field, this unknown territory, right? Because everything else is kind of expired. Like, it's kind of like we are renewing, right? We are talking all the time about the past and how everything has been. But what about we have done that? What about we step further? What about if there is something more to that? What about if we can create our life even further, right? What about that? What about making a change, a total change in your life? And I don't mean like you go on a retreat, you're there for 1 week, and after 1 or 2 days, maybe a week, you're back to where you were before. No. Keep practicing, right? Keep practicing. Keep bringing this energy in. Open it up. Expand, right? And I have done this morning, I have done such a powerful meditation. It was so, I was really close to be like, whoa. No, actually I was whoa, but without sound, because I was kind of speechless. Because I felt like I've experienced quite a lot already in meditation and in transmission, right? So what I'm currently doing, what I'm working on is kind of like going into transits and changing the energy I'm standing in to expand even further, because the way how I used to live just doesn't work for me anymore. And so you see, those are the things that you can't really do with the mind. It doesn't work. You have to work with the heart, because only that one can expand that much. The mind is very limited, but a useful tool. But you need to understand when to use it and when to just, yeah, it's okay. Goodbye now, So that's why when you want to expand and when you want to dive deeper into this discovery, right? Discovery into a new kind of world. And this isn't about, you don't need anything. You see, this is the whole game. This is such a game changer. You don't need anything. You don't need to, I don't know, be on a retreat and pay, I don't know, a certain amount, or you don't need any of that. All you need is yourself. And I mean, if you don't know how to do that, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to do this probably next year somewhere, where I'm going to share some kind of tools I use to really dive into this heart space and to really rip this off, right? I mean, it's like, and you're just like, hello, you know? And it's so cool. I'm really, really stunned. It's new experience where I wouldn't say that everything is possible, but it's exactly that, you know? I never really thought that I would say that, but it's really that. It starts to open up so many new possibilities because you're able to see, you're able to feel. You feel so much more, so much deeper. There are not even words that you can use that actually make this experience on paper. You have to experience it. It's not something you can explain. It's like you're diving into these waters, into these energies and flows, and you're just like, whoa, what was that? You know, what was that? And I was doing this as well with a friend of mine, and it was funny because he had similar experience, and when we were doing this, I was just like, this is really cool, right? And he was like so shocked. He was like, you know, he didn't expect it anything. And I told him, hey, listen, I want to try out something. Are you ready to try this out? And he was like, sure, let's do this. He got so shocked, but good shocked, you know. He was really smiling. He was really like, this is what you're doing? Anyways, I leave you with that. Yeah, it was a pleasure to share. And let me know in the comment section if you have experienced something like this. I'm really curious to hear. And I'm also curious to hear if this is something you want to hear more. Is this something where you say like, I have no clue what you're talking about, but let's do it. You know what I mean? Or, this sounds very, very cool. Let's go for it. Let me know in the comment section. And yeah, I have the feeling that there is a lot of new, cool, really awesome things coming. I leave you with that. Happy weekend, and I speak to you very soon. Bye-bye.